This is one of the wildest headlines and stories I've ever seen. And this was in my hometown during a public forum about whether or not to renovate the jail and spend a bunch of tax money. And at first I read this and thought like, oh my god, some guy came in a trench coat and like really interrupted things, but it was actually during a Zoom presentation because it was hybrid. So there were some people in person, there were some people on Zoom, and while somebody was screen sharing and putting this thing up on the screen, they started hearing this guy moan and make all these weird noises and were like, hey, what's going on? So they minimized the screen share and they saw a guy totally nude, just in front of the camera, just absolutely getting it. And the part that I actually think is really funny is that the superintendent for the jail just jumped into action. He tried to block the screen so that nobody could see it, but it was on a projector. And so instead of blocking the screen, it just projected what was happening right onto him. And I had actually talked to the reporter about this article because until this happened, it was just going to be an exploration of what was happening. Probably a general dry thing about tax money and city money and where it should be going. But this is a headline I think a lot more people are going to read. And I still don't know whether it was some guy who was just doing this out of like a perverted interest or whether this was like civil disobedience. He was like, hey, I'm protesting in the way that I know how to protest.